with a resounding applause to recognize the chief host of Ictel 2024 in person of the President of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Gabriel Idahosa, FCA. It's lovely to see you, sir. And of course, you know, life is a relay. As with organizing things or running organizations, someone would always say, okay, so this is how far I've come, I'm passing the baton to you. I'd like to specially recognize the presence of the person who passed the baton to the current president of the LCCI, the immediate past president of the LCCI, Mr. Ashiwaju Michael Cole. It's so lovely to see you, sir. I'd like to recognize the presence, I think I saw him just now. Okay, yes. I'd like to recognize the presence of the Deputy President of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Engineer Leye Kukoluyi. It's lovely to see you, sir. While we're waiting for some of our distinguished guests to arrive, please join your hands together as I recognize the Director General of the LCCI, Dr. Chinyere Almona, FCA. Lovely to see you, ma'am. Very quickly, ladies and gentlemen, there's something that I like. I like to honor people. And one of the best ways to do that is to give them a round of applause. And every time someone is called up here, or any time someone's name is mentioned, it's not just mentioned for the sake of mentioning. They earned that honor. They earned that respect. So please, you know I'm using one hand with the mic. I can't clap with the second one. I'll be needing your hands today. So a round of applause for yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. Now, that was a trap. I could hear how loud it was. A round of applause for LCCI, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, okay. And just before I bring up for the welcome address, just before I bring up the president of the LCCI for the welcome address, ladies and gentlemen, please join me to recognize Princess Layo Bakare Okeowo, VP LCCI. Lovely to see you, ma'am. Now, ladies and gentlemen, with the loudest ovation you have tried this morning, jam your hands together as I bring up for the welcome address the President of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Gabriel Idahosa, FCA. Please keep clapping till he gets here. A man of stellar qualities. So the step is over there. To come and welcome us as we open the 10th anniversary of the Ictel 2024. It's not easy to have 10 years. It's not easy to have 10 years of work, serious hard work, and bring excellence every single time. You're welcome, sir.
As the immediate past president of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Ashiwaju Dr. Michael Olawale Cole, CON, we are particularly honored to have you join us right at the beginning of the event, or before we even started. We really appreciate your being here. So it's a plus for us to have you. The Deputy President, Engineer Leye Kukoluyi, Vice President Princess Bakare Okeowo, of course our hosts, Prince Olashore, the organizers have been recognized, and we are aware that a couple of us are held up in traffic or wherever, thanks to petrol and everything else. But it's a great pleasure to have you here, starting with us before the others come to join us. There are a couple of leaders in the telecom industry that are already in the room. At the appropriate time, the MC will recognize you as you come. We want to make sure we have a good periscope of all the major players in industry that are expected, and they will be here as the program unfolds. I also want to recognize again our DG and staff who have made today possible. It's a great pleasure to welcome you to Ictel 2024. And I would like to thank the special exhibition team and our staff that have made this possible and have done this continuously for 10 years, as we have been told. Your dedication has been remarkable, and I'm confident that you will deliver an outstanding event. Our gratitude extends to our sponsors. Many of them we will give special recognition in the course of the two-day event. Our exhibitors, endorsing partners, collaborators, and other stakeholders who have contributed immensely to today's successful outing. Since its inception 10 years ago, Ictel Expo has enjoyed the endorsement of critical institutions like NITDA, the Ministry of Communications, the Nigerian Communications Commission itself, and the Galaxy Backbone. We are privileged to have the current minister, Dr. Bosun Tijani, and Senator Tokumbo Abiru, the senator representing Lagos East, who have been instrumental in driving digital innovation and skill development in his constituency and beyond. In the private sector, we are fortunate to have the support of reputable tech brands like Energy, Nigeria Internet Registration Association, the FinTech Association of Nigeria, RAC Center, TetraCore, Unified Payment Services, Pacific Solution Technology, AfriPower, Association of Licensed Telecom Operators of Nigeria, MoneyPoint, and a good number of them that we will be recognizing in the two-day event as it unfolds. Today, we are gathered to unveil Ictel Expo 2024 and celebrate a significant milestone, the 10th year of doing this. The theme of this year is new tech, new trends, and new opportunities. It encapsulates the transformative power of emerging technologies, their challenges, and their vast potential. It's a call to action for all stakeholders to engage, to innovate, and capitalize on the advancements that are being made in the industry. We are delighted to announce that this year's event will be held here for today and tomorrow. This venue will host 2 days of discussions, student pitch sessions, demo-driven exhibitions, and unparalleled networking opportunities. Notably, no tech event in this part of Africa has lasted for this long. As we celebrate this decade of bringing critical stakeholders together, we reflect on our journey of enlightening the business community, youths, students, and other stakeholders on tech trends shaping the world. Ictel Expo has become a premier event showcasing groundbreaking technologies and fostering valuable connections within the ICT community. The information and communication sector in the first quarter of this year recorded a growth rate of 6% in real terms year on year, as reported by the latest statistics from the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics. From the rate recorded in the corresponding period of 2023, there was a decrease of 4.8%. Of total real GDP growth, the sector contributed 17, going on 18% in the first quarter of 2024, higher than what was achieved in the same quarter of the previous year, which was 17%, and even higher than the preceding quarter, which was 16%. Our past events have contributed to technology advancement and provided platforms for industry leaders to share insights, forge partnerships, and explore new opportunities. In actual fact, our first event had pioneers that are now giants in the industry. Some of the biggest names in the industry today were just startups in our first event. Some of the icons or unicorns that we have in Nigeria today. If you go back to our first event, you'll be surprised to see these companies that were startups and came here to do pitches. So that's where we are coming from. The remarkable events, achievements over the years that we have achieved, from unveiling cutting-edge products to facilitate strategic collaborations, have propelled businesses forward and attracted thousands of visitors and exhibitors, and most important, of course, has led to the creation of some of the major players in the industry today. In a groundbreaking collaboration, we are thrilled to introduce the Lagos Renewable Energy Fair, which will be held alongside the Ictel Expo. This integration underscores the synergy between ICT and renewable energy. The two sectors are pivotal in driving sustainable development and economic growth. The fair will showcase advancements in renewable energy, fostering collaboration and highlighting the critical role of sustainable energy in technology. This year, we will also focus on fintech and telecom sectors, addressing their operations, challenges, and opportunities for improvement. Discussions will cover regulations, infrastructure, and tariffs, with experts from the energy sector sharing insights on alternative energy generation, renewable energy development, and energy security. We'll also delve into pressing issues of cybersecurity and data protection. We are honored to welcome esteemed personalities, government agencies, and professionals from the public and private sectors to our event. Your participation underscores the importance of Ictel Expo and the Renewable Energy Fair as pivotal events in our collective efforts to drive progress and innovation. In particular, we are excited that this event is happening about the same time that the Lagos state government is going to sign the electricity market law. We are aware that the electricity market law process is almost completed, and we hope that perhaps before this event or very early in the near future, we will have an electricity market which will provide the basis for a new economy in Lagos State. It is noteworthy that Ictel 2024 is a precursor to the tech hub of the 2024 Lagos International Trade Fair, which will take place from November 1 to November 10 at TBS. So this Ictel is going to continue in November with the tech hub. Many tech companies participating in Ictel this month will also exhibit in the LITF Tech Hub. We are proud to announce the sustained sponsorship support for LITF from our esteemed organizations like United Bank for Africa, Dangote Group, New Home Distribution, the Nigerian Deposit Insurance Corporation, the Northwest Petroleum, Tolaram Group, the Federal Inland Revenue Services, Federal Investments, and several others. In a nutshell, we promise you the best experience ever. Ictel Expo is not just an event, it's a celebration of continuous growth in the industry and a witness to very great innovations that our telecom industry and IT industry have introduced to the economy, particularly becoming the fastest growing sector of the economy. I thank you for listening.
Don't stop clapping, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, sir, for the welcome address. While the president was delivering his welcome address, we have a couple more people who are in the house. I'd like to recognize the president of the Nigerian Internet Registration Association, Mr. Adeshola Akinsoya. It's lovely to see you, sir. Thank you so much for coming. Some members of the trade board were not here earlier when I was recognizing them. And so I'd like to say I'd like to give a special recognition to all members of Trade Board present this morning. As time goes, if I have more persons, thank you, sir. It's Trade Promotion Board. Thank you. I'd like to recognize every member of the Trade Promotion Board this morning. And I'd like to say that as more people come in, we'll be interrupting not interrupting per se, but we'll be recognizing people as they come in. That said, 10 times the tech. It was only one person that got it. 10 times the tech. Thank you so much. Now, very, very quickly, I'd like to bring up to the podium for special remarks the immediate past president of the LCCI, a prominent Nigerian. You're not clapping. An illustrious son of Lagos, Omo Eko Pataki, Omoba Ashiwaju Dr. Michael Olawale Cole, CON, MFR, FIOD. You're still not clapping. FNIM, to come up here for special remarks. Lovely to see you again, sir.
Mr. President of SCCI, my good friend and brother, Mr. Gilbert Dahosa, that I called throughout my tenure as president. I called him my Lord Bishop, Bishop Dahosa, FCA. I also acknowledge the Deputy President, Engineer Kupolui. Also here is the chair of this board, the Trade Promotion Board of the Chamber, Omoba Olashore, FCA. I also acknowledge all other members of the board who are here present. Of course, our guest, you're welcome. If we look around, we've heard that this is the 10th edition of this program. And I have taken this as very important. I had to ask for a permission to be at a crucial meeting in Ikeja this morning. They have to be at the opening of this program, then rush back to Ikeja to hold another meeting. Because we must thank SCCI for continuity of what is good for our country and for the chamber. 2014, I happened to have been the chair of this board, Trade Promotion Board. I was then vice president, and that was when we started this program in 2014. So 10 years ago, we are still here to do it. It could not have been possible if not for the spirit of continuity of the chamber. I want to therefore thank management of the chamber for keeping up with what is good for us as a chamber. And I also pray that the country can in fact learn from this. Whatever is the activity or program or event of any administration that have been very useful to our nation, we should just not abandon it because somebody has taken over a government. We must continue to do what is good for our economy and for our nation. Of course, I must thank Council and before then ESCO for still adopting this program in the last 10 years. Because if it was 10 years ago started and people did not consider it to be worth the while, by now will not be having the 10th anniversary of this event. And I want to appeal to Mr. President and those coming after him that should try to explore more events like these that can come to the specialized trade fair that we now have. This is like a fair, but sectionalized, was a sectionalized one for a particular industry. I know we had one before for education. And I think we must please ensure that we have continuity of that being a very important part of our life in this country and anywhere in the world. There are also some other important part of our culture or part of our life that we must not forget. So let's try to identify them and ensure that we have events like this to mark them every year so as to create awareness and create some activity level for this area of our life. Therefore, ESCO, thank you very much. Council, thank you. Management, thank you for working very hard to put this together. I know that some of our guests should have been here. I was trying to call Senator Abiru now, but I couldn't get him on phone. But I know they will be here because those are people who don't play at the minister, the guys who don't play with events like this. And I also know that the assembly is now on recess, but let's hope that if it's in Lagos, he will be here. We have chosen a very important topic for discourse here today. That's renewable energy. And I think that is something very important for our country at a time like this. And I'm very happy too that our state governments are now taking it as very important. Now they've been given opportunity to provide power for their own states. I know we all know of a state already who had gone ahead of other states, a state in the east who have gone ahead of other states to have their own in place and building on it. And I do hope that Lagos State, that should be a pace setter, now they are very close to actualizing this. So renewable energy is an area that we must try as SCCI to promote in the interest of our nation. We've seen the challenges we face as a people getting power to help the economy of our nation. You can see how much industries are spending on power and therefore making their costs very high, and of course making them not competitive in their products if compared with even imported items, because many areas that they have to provide for will form part of the cost. I will recollect a couple of days ago, one of my sons and his family, they were in Paris 2 days ago. In the hotel, they were in Paris. They said there was no light for 4 hours. So my son did a video and put on the family chat. I can't believe this. I'm in Europe for 4 hours in the hotel, no power. But when we heard that, I called my wife, I said, that sounds very strange. And they got to know later that they have never experienced that before in that country for a long, long, long time. Maybe in the medieval period, yes, but not recently. That in Paris, one hotel will not have light for 4 hours. But because they've gone ahead. And when they got to London, I was then asking them, I hope there's light in the house. They said that day, of course, England, we were quite sure, because it also happened when I was a student years back. There was a time, about 5 minutes, There was no light. But they gave an announcement to inform that for these 5 minutes, they're doing something that be no light. And it was very strange. 5 minutes, they announced. I said, where I've come from, it's usual. We don't have light for days. So 5 minutes, they're announcing it. So that's the stage you should get to. And this renewable energy can help us to get to that level. So I want to appeal to SCCI, Mr. President, and those coming after you, please let's try our best to see what we can do to support government to promote renewable energy. Because that's the way to go. That is what they are doing over the whole world now. And they've been there many years back, and that's why today they're enjoying power uninterrupted. I mean, I don't know how long ago I ever experienced no light, no power in England for 5 minutes. In fact, not even for a minute. It's like it's taken for granted. And I pray that Nigeria will get to that point very, very shortly. God helping us. Can we say amen? Yes, I want to close by wishing Mr. President very well at this program. And I do hope that when it is all over, we will do recommendations that government will find useful to develop on the area of our emphasis at this expo. So please, I want to appeal to us, let us have very robust contributions at the sessions we're going to have, and let there be good records kept of decisions, recommendations that will come here. So we can put it together, Mr. President, and send to Mr. President, and send to the ministers and other areas that are important, if possible, to Lagos State Governor too, if the areas too that they will also need. So it will be on record that we have continued to give them ideas, or recommendations, and alternatives as to what they're doing now. On that note, I want to wish the committee handling this event great success, and I do hope and pray that when this is over, in the next 1 year, we'll be seeing the great effect of this expo for the year 2024. And I hope by next year, at the 11th anniversary of this expo exhibition, we shall all be there. In Jesus' mighty name. Thank you very much.
Please keep clapping. That was excellent. A round of applause for top-notch Omoba Ashiwaju Dr. Michael Olawale Cole. Oops. That was a special remark by Honorable, I said Honorable, oh my goodness, Omoba Ashiwaju Dr. Michael Olawale Cole, CON, MFR, FIOD, FNIM. Please, can someone grab this mic? It keeps... While the former president of the LCCI, the immediate past president of the LCCI, was giving his special remarks, one of our sponsors walked into the hall, and I would like to recognize the presence of Mr. Jatin Bali, the president, Husk Power Systems. Lovely to see you, sir. I saw him seated somewhere here. Lovely to see you, sir. Thank you so much for coming. 10 times the expo. This our rallying call needs energy. 10 times the expo. There's no energy. There's no energy. Let's try one more time. 10 times the expo. Aha, I felt that. Thank you so much. You would agree with me, ladies and gentlemen, that whatever it is that you have done for 10 years, if you take stock of how much time, energy, money, resources that has gone into that thing, if it does not look profitable, you would agree with me that it's time to call it quits, yes? However, I am very, very glad today to know that Ictel Expo Ictel Expo after these 10 years would celebrate 20 years. Can I get an amen? We'll celebrate 30 years, 40 years, and the ripple effects will be felt from generation to generation long after we are gone. Because you see, it is one thing to hear tech and see the rest of the world, moving on, creating industries, improving their economies with technology. But it's another thing for you to be a part of it. And if there's anything I know, this, for me, by far, is still the biggest tech conference in Africa. A round of applause for the organizers once again, ladies and gentlemen. At some point, we would have a special session with a 15-year-old. I am very excited to see that session because it's not every day that you see young ones taking interest in technology. And that is the future, actually. I mean, long after we are gone, it is the 10-year-olds, the 15-year-olds, the 5-year-olds that will take over. So it is a very beautiful thing to see that we start them early. But before we get into all of that, it's time to declare the fair open and have a short tour of all the exhibition stands. And to do that, we would have the president of the LCCI, Mr. Gabriel Idausa, FCA. And then we also have the chairman, Trade Promotion Board, Prince Olasheresa. And as I'm just mentioning, please, let's just start moving on because I think we're starting from there. Okay? So he will be joined by the chairman of the Trade Promotion Board. He'll be joined by Trade Promotion Board members, council members, invited guests, and particularly the immediate past president of the LCCI, Asiwaju Dr. Michael Olawale Cole, CON, MFR, FIOD, FNIM. So please, ladies and gentlemen, particularly if you are exhibiting, try and, as soon as we have all of these listed people walk over there, you can also follow suit so that it makes it easy to go around all the exhibition stands. So please, the president of the LCCI, the chairman, Trade Promotion Board, all members of the Trade Promotion Board, the immediate past president of the LCCI, council members, invited guests, please let's start making our way as we declare this fair open. So ladies and gentlemen, please, let's file along and go see all the exhibition stands. That's the biggest part of the Ictel 2024. welcome, sir.